Hello, this is TechMan88, and today I have a really nice furnace EXP farm. You don't have to press any buttons. It's 1.5 wide blocks tileable, and all you have to do to use it is you come in and you just press Q, and it's automatically going to pull out one set of items and cook up the next set of items. So this design, it's going to repair about half the durability of a sword, so about 800 durability points. So I can come here, repair this sword halfway, then repair it the other halfway using this one. So that's a pretty good amount. You can use like a different item type if you want to get less, but cactus, I assume you just want to use cactus because that's basically free. So once I've done that, once I've taken out the EXP, it's going to pull out all the items from the furnace. You can see that's going lower, and also from this this hopper below. So it's going to cook up about 6 stacks of items. And with cactus, for some reason, maybe this is a bug or something, but in 1.13, this is enough to get you about 800 EXP. It seems like it should be lower, but who knows? I didn't look into that at all. So all the items go into this destination chest, and you could just destroy them with lava if you wanted. So when this bottom hopper runs out of items, it'll go down to 0, and that's going to change the signal on this comparator over here. And that's going to, of course, trigger the observer facing downwards. That's going to push the piston back over and relock this bottom hopper. So I will, let's see, I'll tick warp a little bit. Okay, yeah, I went past it, but yeah, you could see that changed and pushed the redstone block over. And that's all there is to it. So the note blocks here, they are part of the design. So it's going to make a sound when it's done cooking up an item, but then also it just passes down some updates. It's some weird redstone trickery just to get this working. But yeah, you can quasi-connectivity this piston from this note block up here. This redstone block on the side, that is part of the design as well. That's going to subtract from the comparator, so this comparator is only going to turn on when it reaches 15 signal strength. So when all 3 slots are full. So if you run out of fuel or like it's not done cooking, then it's not going to turn on, and you won't be able to use it. So just make sure you have a constant supply of items to this. I've got another design over here, which I hooked up to Ilmango's really cool new cactus farm. It produces about 2,000 cacti per hour, and that's enough to run 5 furnaces. So if I take out an item from this one, it's going to start cooking up items and eventually pull an item out of here, and that's going to be detected by this comparator over here, and that's going to tell it to just turn on this cactus farm. And it's really nice because you can run it on demand. You don't have to have this huge laggy cactus farm that's just going to be laggy all the time. You can just have a little bit of lag from this machine. It can sometimes take a while. Just tick warp it. Okay, so now it started getting items. And this is Carpet Mod's feature, the tick warp. You can run super fast. So now if I take out some more items, it's going to have to run this cactus farm more frequently. So that's 3 running right now, 3 furnaces cooking, and that's 5 now. So I think this is really cool. And I'll end this tick warp so you can see it at normal speed. This generates 1 cactus every 2 seconds. Now this design is also 1.5 wide tileable. The nice thing about it is that it doesn't have that issue where you needed the note blocks and stuff. So you have a little bit more flexibility how you build your floor. But it takes a couple more blocks. It's a bit wider. But yeah, I think you have your choice. You might even prefer this one just because it is more reliable in some ways maybe. Who knows? It does take a couple more hoppers, I guess. That is completely up to you. And you can use this cactus farm with any of these that I'm describing here. Another note on this version is that you can't have any full blocks up here. So if I put a full block here, that's going to quasi-connectivity power another one of these pistons over here. So your machines will start interacting with each other, and that's not good. Also down here, you have to make sure this is glass, or you can just remove it entirely. That's, again, so you don't quasi-connectivity power these. So like if there's a full block here, it's going to quasi-connectivity power this piston, and two machines will reset, and that's not what you want. So I just leave that there for safety. This is one way you could style your building. I kind of like this design. It's nice and roomy and stuff like that. And this is just part of the challenge of doing this, I think. Part of the fun part is trying to make this look nice, because you got all these hoppers back here, and you really can't avoid having them there. And like you probably don't want to put like solid blocks here or stairs or anything, because then it's just harder to get the furnace, and you might accidentally click the comparator, and that's going to do some bad things. This is another design that I came up with, and yeah, it's just a bit of a different look. The pillars going up, that looks kind of cool, and they have the wither on them, these orange sandstone. So this I think was actually the biggest challenge, was styling it, so that might be kind of fun. And just on this note, I've found out just how nice structure blocks can be for designing something like this. So I've just replaced glass up here. So like if I take that block out, I can save the structure and then reload it, and it's just going to copy over the changes, of course. So yeah, I can make it like that now, and I've already loaded it up here. So just quickly test out different looks to your structures, repetitive structures like this. So after you're done using one of these furnaces, it's going to take 1 hour just about to re-get another set of items. So I'll test that out, and then I can do a very long tick warp. 76800 is 1 hour. It's going to be a little bit longer just because of something about this way, the way this works. But yeah, you can see the sky is moving very fast, because it's, I think, running at about 5 MSPT. Actually 2.5. And it's partly slower because I've got all these other machines in here. But at least in a single player world, this should not be any problem whatsoever. And if this can't keep up with your needs for experience, you can of course make more cactus farms. Ilmango, you should watch his video. I'll try and link that in the description. But he has a really massive version like this, just in case you want to make a huge haul like this. Now, some of the previous versions, I'm just guiding you through this because the development process for this was, it wasn't so direct. I didn't just get the idea to do it a certain way and do it that way. And if you look online and you look for really compact furnace arrays like this, you're going to see some extremely complex things that I don't think anybody wants to build. They have item counters and all sorts of stuff. This is one design I saw on Reddit, just one wide tileable, and I think it has an item counter in it. Yeah, I think down here there's an item counter. And this is just, it's super complex compared to what I got. So, yeah, the first thing I did, I tried to build it one wide, but then I just decided that's a better way to do it. In programming, premature optimization is the root of all evil, is the saying. So the trick, of course, was to just read directly off the furnace. And when it goes down below some threshold, it's going to pull up this piston, and that's going to trigger this observer here. So it's kind of a nice logic when it basically detects when you pull items out of here, it's going to run the system. So once I figured this out, it's 5 wide tileable. Then I just started to try and narrow it down. This is 3 wide tileable, but you can see I'm still doing things kind of wrong. And of course the slime was really nice to get out of this version. This is the next one that I came up with, and this one is actually 1.5 wide tileable. So it's more vertical. So this could be nice for you, and there is an option to put more storage, so you could have a full chest of smelted items. But that's probably more experience than you really need in one of these. Or you can just have a hopper there, and it's going to be, I think, about 1500 EXP. Another thing I did on this version is I just have dispensers, or droppers right inside the system. So it's going to just drop all the items down, and you could drop them right into lava or something like that. The thing I didn't like about this much at all, using the droppers, is that it does this. Just very loud. If you do run two at once, it's going to stabilize. The two next to each other should be pushing items into here. Yeah, it didn't look like that actually worked. I'll try it on the next one. Yeah, this one is staying up. There's something about these observers, like the way you push it in can affect whether it works correctly or not. I'll try and fix this one. No, it's not going to work. So that's up to you. I thought the hoppers were pretty good. They're not so easy on this version. You have to have hoppers going way down, or you might be able to have them come out here, but it is going to use a lot more hoppers. So yeah, that could be considered a pretty big disadvantage of this, because you probably want this in your spawn chunk so it's always running, and just more hoppers in your spawn chunks is going to be a problem. So on this kind of redstone bug, I can demonstrate it here. So it's powered on, and if I place this note block while it's powered on, then when I turn it off, it's not going to do anything. But after that, it does run correctly. And the function of the note block is to provide a redstone update. So I thought like maybe a trapdoor would work instead of the note block, but it doesn't seem to work at all, even though this is connected by quasi-connectivity. Like for some reason the trapdoor doesn't cause an update. I think it's lower in the queue or something, in the redstone queue. So there's more stuff you might be able to use. I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe a hopper can provide an update. That doesn't work, and of course it's another hopper. Fence gate, that doesn't work. So yeah, the note block, that's the only one I found that does this function. And some people, I think Myzuma Games, he's kind of obsessed over this note block, how it could do so much. And now I see why. It just can do updates in ways that other blocks cannot. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. This machine obviously isn't too complicated. It's just like one of these slivers right here. It should not be hard to build at all. I haven't tried building it in survival yet, but yeah, it should work. There will be a world download in the description, so you can look around and maybe choose a design that you want to use. Really, none are worse or better than the others. I think this design here and this design over here are just about equally good. But yeah, I think you can figure that out. If you're watching this video, you probably know all about that. Oh, and another thing about this this cactus farm, ilmango, his world download isn't quite correct. You need to have it laid out like this. I think he forgot the observer on top of here, which gets this machine started. I'll just start it now. And I'm not absolutely sure you can leave this or save your game while this is running. I haven't investigated this. But just to be safe, yeah, I didn't build in the right place, but maybe just build it all in one chunk. It easily fits. So I think that covers just about everything. And the really nice thing about this that I don't think I mentioned yet is that you can place it anywhere. You would just build one of these really tiny cactus farms, and you would have to bring your fuel yourself, but then you can just instantly repair your items.